CEO, Security Watch Africa, Patrick Agbambu, joins me now to share his thoughts about the worrying rise of attacks around the country. Good to have you join us. Let me start with the attack, Tuesday's attack, the bombing rather, at a drinking spot in Taraba State. I want to ask you, when you look at the method of operation, which of the groups you would attribute that bombing to? No one has taken responsibility for the attack. But would you say, I don't think we've seen bandits use bombs, but who would you attribute that attack to?
Yeah, thank you. The attack is similar to what Boko Haram and its partners, the ISWAP, is their style. Somebody brings a bomb accompanied by another person and plant it and leave. We saw this in 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2014. So it's similar to the modus of operation of this group. But again, Taraba State is a very peculiar state because there are different contending forces over there. There are the intercommunal clashes, the intertribal clashes that is going on there. And so it won't be easy right now to pin it to a particular sect, a particular group of terrorists or criminals now until proper investigation is carried out to be able to find out. But like your report did say, the public relations officer of Taraba State Police Command did say that this is the second time, which means it has happened before. If it has happened before, what came out of it? What are the measures taken to prevent it from happening again? Because if it happened once and it happened twice, definitely it may happen again and again.
And we also see that in a place like Kaduna, residents are living in fear, but particularly because I just want to take a part of that report where it said that terrorists called them to confirm that they had killed 6 persons, including 3 teenagers abducted from their community, and they're also now threatening to kill 3 women. We also know that in some parts, I think it's Niger State, was it the governor who made that comment some time ago, that he was asking residents of that state not to stop paying levies and taxes to bandits. So there are some places where they are paying taxes and levies to bandits. What's your assessment of this, and how do we, because again, we keep talking about what do we do about security? I think we've given a lot of solutions, but when you look at this situation, especially for banditry, what's your thoughts and what's your assessment on how we proceed in terms of security?
Yeah, thank you. The report which stated that they were called to pick the dead bodies of their relatives is quite interesting because it also established that there is a link between the community and these terrorists, and which is a very interesting aspect for security agencies to be able to find out who is the link, how are they communicating with the communities and requesting for that ransom. I think that there is more that the communities need to do. When you get such calls, what do you do? It's not about coming to the media to state it, but did you communicate with the security agencies? And if you communicated with them on time, what did they do? If they did not do anything, then you tell the whole world that these people has failed you because you have told them this and this and this. These are your fears. But if they communicate to you and you leave it that way and they carry out their actions or their threats, then I don't think anybody may not be able to blame the security agencies in this regard. We'll be interested
Mr. Agbambu, sorry to just jump in. Don't you think that the community already feels like government has failed them? When you look at the number of people who have been kidnapped. Some have died because families could not pay ransom. I mean, especially when you look at this story. Just last week alone, we reported, I think there was a report rather of about 215 people dying in the country just last week as a result of insecurity. About the calls as well, I remember, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, the governor of Kaduna State, Erufai, did say that they listen to their conversation, they listen to, they monitor these conversations and listen to them. So what do we do with that kind of information and intelligence?
We need to be factual in this situation. If you feel that you have lost hope in the government, what is the solution? If you've lost hope with the security agency, what is the solution? We must be able to do something by reporting. And like I said, if you report to the security agencies and nothing is done, then you come out and say to the world that we reported to so security agencies or so officer and they did not do anything before the attack will be carried out. Let the whole world know. But we cannot fold our hands and say because they have failed us in the past, then let us leave ourselves to be slaughtered and be killed. It's not the best way to go. I think that communities we have said it several times that people, individuals, citizens have 60% of their own security in their hands, not the government. We cannot leave it all to the security agencies. We must be able to take all the necessary measures to get this information known. All the security agencies we have, their personnel are in this country, their personnel is not up to 500,000. And we have over 200 million persons, citizens in this country, with a very vast land mass, which security agencies cannot cover. So individuals will be able to provide timely information so that they can work. It's a very sad situation that people are being killed every day. Nobody's happy about it. Government, which responsibility it is to provide security for the people, has not been able to impress the people about their willingness. Efforts is being made, that I know, we can see, but people are not convinced yet. But we shouldn't just allow it because we are not there yet. We have not seen what we want, instant result. We must take action by reporting, then letting the whole world know that we have reported and nothing is done. That, I think, is the solution. Yes, the executive governor of Kaduna State has said that they are listening, but he didn't go further to give which agency is listening. Is it the Kaduna State government that is listening, or is it the security agencies? Which security agency? Why are they not sharing intelligence? If they know, like he said in that statement, that they know where they are, what is preventing it? I know that in most of those forests, there are so many communities that are around there. I remember very vividly that when the situation was very dicey in Borno State, the governor of Borno State had to appeal to some of the communities to evacuate some of those territories so that the military will be able to carry out instant action in those areas. And that was done.
And do you think that, sorry, again, I apologize for jumping because you said something very crucial. You said evacuating the communities. Just in the case of Borno, do you think that strategy might also work here? Evacuating the communities, yes, dealing precisely or decisively with the bandits and then, relocating them back to their communities?
Yes, that must be done if we must get to the end of this. Let me give you one information. Iran in Borno State was a very problem area. It was where these terrorists were hibernating, were having their sanctuary to carry out operation into Kaduna State, into Borno State. Until, yes, we call it collateral damage, but we don't want to have collateral damage in any of our communities any longer. And that is why people must take the responsibility. If you need to evacuate that area so that the military will be able to do, if it's the air bombing, if it's the ground forces, let serious and intensive actions be carried out. What they can't do so if people are still living at those on the periphery of those areas, because nobody wants to be charged for war crimes. Nobody wants to do that. The security personnel we have today and the president, I'm sure, do not want to be charged that there was a genocide because you are trying to protect and fight the terrorists. So there are things that must be done. And these are the things that the government must encourage his people. It's sad that nobody wants to leave his home, the comfort of his home, and go and live in IDP. But if that will bring the solution once and for all, please, that should be done.
Thank you so much for your thoughts on this. CEO, Security Watch Africa, Patrick Agbambu.
Thank you very much.